Hi there. Today I'm going to unbox the wholeHome Noel Prelit Cashmere Christmas Tree that we picked up at Sears. This is the 7.5 foot 500 clear lights Christmas tree. As we can see, we picked that up on clearance at Sears. It should be a nice Christmas tree to replace our slightly older Christmas tree. Now half the lights no longer light on it. That was a Martha Stewart that has lasted us many years, but now it's time to move on to this Christmas tree here. Just cut open the box and see how things are laid out inside the box, and maybe that'll make it easier for us all to put the tree back after it's been set up. Nice cashmere tree, and we can see here that the one piece is just laid on its diagonal. It has the B plug-in tags on it. Now we can go ahead and remove that piece right now with the warranty registration card. Stuck in there. And we just lay that one down.
This is B.
Oh, so that is piece C, we can see. And tree B is underneath that one. So we can go ahead and remove that piece. The main bulk of the tree, right there. With piece A on the very bottom, the far right end. And then underneath that we have our stand. We can probably close up the box here now, give us a place to set up the tree. And we'll go ahead and unwrap the stand.
Since I am a woman, I like to get out the instructions first and read them.
Okay, so we have some bolts that came in a small plastic piece, and we're going to need to stick those in the stand when we set it up so that the stand will stay in the right shape. So spread the stand into an X shape. Want to line up those holes. Get down nice and close here so we can see what we're doing. And screw that in. And that's going to hold the tree straight up and down when we put it in. So our next step is to get the part of the tree marked C, which also has pushed in bottom. You can see that it's all been tempered so that it'll fit into the tree stand. And to go ahead and insert that firmly into the tree stand and secure the bolts on the bottom to ensure that the tree is straight up and down and firmly secured. The branches of the tree are going to want to fall down, so you'll need to hold those up as you tighten up these bolts and ensure that it is straight up and down. And we seem to have it there. have some extra tree lights and other things attached to the cord there. So we're just going to go ahead and remove those right now. Oops, we're losing some fuses and tree lights down on the bottom. Get those back up. And then we're going to find the part of the tree marked B and place it in. There's A, and we'll set that off to the side and get B. And place it inside. You see, here we go, just like that. Now, we do have some fluffing and maintaining to do. We did see that they're inside the tree. There was 2 parts marked B, and I will just reach in and make sure that those parts have been plugged in. So if we look down here, we see the male bee from the second part of the tree, part B, and there's a tag marked B also. I don't know if you can see that there. This red tag marked B down here on part C. And so these 2 B's plug into one another, and that will ensure that the tree lights up when we finish this here. So that's that. If we come and look up here as well, we have several more extra lights that I saw go on here when we plugged it in, attached in a small baggie. Here we go, down here. And we'll have to untie these right here. Remove those. You can see that there's other connections in there that aren't labeled. We don't need to worry about those when we're just first setting up the tree. Those are pre-strung and don't need to be plugged in. Just the part B. Here we have part A of the tree, and we can take that and stand it up inside of the tree. And again, it's gonna just fit into the fitted hole and be pushed down in there firmly. And that will also require some maneuvering. And again, we have this label A here for this plug, and that is gonna fit into this piece here at the top of the tree, which doesn't seem to have a nice bright sticker on this tree, although really ought to, so that we know that those are the pieces that fit together. So there we go. That is right now not looking to be a great tree with several holes. It's going to need some fluffing and sprucing up, I think, in order to show that it is in good shape. But we can probably reach over and find a plug to plug into a power bar over there. And make sure that the tree itself lights up. Again, another package of lights and adapters on the bottom tree that we hadn't found earlier. Set those aside. Look down and here, we found it. This big white tag was stuck up in the tree here. And so I'm fairly certain that that is what we're going to want to bring down and around and plug into a power bar. So we can see inside of the tree that it runs to the other side, and we can probably just run it out. Here we are. We've got the tree set up and we're about to plug it in, and there go the lights all over for it. So we might just do a little bit of plumping and see how the tree looks when we pull down the branches and fill in these gaps here that haven't properly fallen or haven't fallen evenly spread out from the tree. You can see our old tree over there. It's a 7.5 footer, and this one seems even just a little bit taller. Maybe that tree has had some wear and tear along the way. So we'll give that a try and show you back the final result before we show you how we put it back in the box. Here we're just plumping up the tree, and we're showing you what we're meaning by plumping the tree.
I'm just separating the individual branches so that it looks fuller, and I just push the back ones back towards the tree and up so that you can't see the trunk when you're looking at it.
You can see it's nicely filled in that hole that I was showing you earlier. See, there's a big hole up here where you can see right through the tree. This, of course, is right at the connection where A went down into B. See that in this case we're pulling A down and B up, filling that hole. So here we are, we're just about 10 minutes later, and the tree is looking really good. Each branch has been plumped and moved around to fill in the gaps, and things look great. You can see in Amy's hand here, we have one broken branch. It broke right off. We certainly weren't being rough with it, so that I think is a little defect in manufacturing. Though you can't really see where it came from, it's unfortunate that it happened. It shouldn't happen. And we can see again with the tree, just as we go back, that it is quite tall and very full. None of the holes that we were looking at earlier are visible. So now we're going to take down the Christmas tree. This Christmas tree's year will be next year. We still haven't quite gotten to Christmas this year, but the tree that we've had up for a while will stay until next year. So now what we need to do is defluff the tree, otherwise it is never going to fit back in that box. So you can see Amy over here, and she is grabbing the tree, and she is really just pushing each of the branches back together, clumping them so that when the tree folds back up, it will fold down tight enough to fit inside. And we're instantly beginning to see holes forming again in the tree. We're able to see right through the tree in a few places. And this will probably take almost as long as it took to fluff the tree, whereas it took us about 10 minutes to fluff the tree. We should probably be done defluffing or unfluffing the tree in about 5. So we'll come back there when we're closer to being done. So we're getting near to being done. You can see several holes in the tree as we have defluffed. You'll notice also that we left the lights on the tree, and that's just to be able to see inside the tree better, so we can see where branches are that need to be defluffed. And so that's a little tip, is leave the lights on while you're defluffing. Be careful. I was also thinking that some people might make the mistake of trying to take the lights off when they put the tree away. And this is a pre-lit Christmas tree. It's all tied to the tree. When we go to disassemble it, we'll simply unplug the top plug and the plug marked B at the bottom, and the tree will be put away with all of its lights still attached. So the tree is now unplugged, and we will likely start with taking off the top piece of the tree and unplugging the connection at the top. So I'll reach up and grab that, and we can see here that Amy just unplugs that top piece, and we can set that down before grabbing the next piece off the tree, and it will come straight up and down. In this case, it's easier to find that B, which just did unplug for us, so no trouble there. And at the bottom is C. But with C, we're going to have to unscrew the screws at the bottom that are holding the tree in. Probably don't need to do all three, as long as 2 of them are undone. You could do all 3 if you like, just to make sure. And the final piece comes out. Here we've got the stand, and I have the clips, and we'll put those away into the baggie. You can see lots of needles falling from the artificial tree, and that's just normal from the wear and tear that we've put on it. So we'll put those back into the baggie and keep that safe with the tree. And the first piece that we're going to put into the tree is actually the stand. So we can see that it's been nicely put away in the center of the box, and the piece that follows is going to be piece number, the top of the tree, part A. So part A doesn't defluff quite like the others. It's a short piece. We just pull all the branches down, try and get it to take up as little space as possible inside of that box. And just again, like so, approximately in the center of the box to start. We might need to adjust as we go in order to get our spacing correct. So the next piece that we're going to put in is part B. Which is the end that doesn't have the tip like that. And we're going to fill the box on one side with that, leaving plenty of room on the other end for C. And the box is going to want to move around. Might help if you have another person to hold it while it gets placed into the box. And finally, we have part C. And it again needs to be defluffed. And it's going to go into the hole on this side. Fill the hole with all the branches. Some room over here on this end that can be pushed down a little bit. Again, with the pole turned at the angle so that it is not running into the bulk of the other part of the tree. And we can see that the tree is pushing out. It's not as tight as when we took it out. And there's our baggie with all of our different parts that we've taken off. And we can fold in our flaps on the end first. And then put our handles down and over top the handles, put it in so that it lines up. And then we would want some tape to run along the side of it and ensure that it stays closed.